Hello everyone, I'm David from Geeks, and today we are trying to bring a balance to the post-apocalyptic world as curse chasers in the Few and Cursed from Manor games. This deck building adventure game is based on a comic series of the same name, where Planet's water has been gone for several years and people turned to dark arts, old tales and curses to survive. The theme is obviously strong here, but does the Few and Cursed deliver the rest of the things necessary to enjoy it as a board game? Let's find out, and if you appreciate our work, subscribe to our channel. Wild West theme was always incredibly not engaging for both me and Greg. And I guess it's our European thing that we even have forced ourselves to play Red Dead Redemption, regardless of how great this game was. But when you add to anything stuff like magic, fantasy, science fiction or horror, you got our attention. And this situation takes place here too, in the Few and Cursed, where right next to the Wild West we have horror monstrosities, supernatural abilities and curses as a main dish. The art on the cards is really good, and together with the name of the skills on them, they allow you to feel like a part of the world each time you play them. We have the same feeling playing Maximum Apocalypse, and Manor did the same good job here as well. Almost every round you need to face random encounters. Those events play a big part in creating this world, its immersion and feeling of adventure. In some way, and mostly from an adventure perspective, the Few and Cursed remind us of Runbound a lot. And if someone asked me to recommend him some good, not crazy expensive adventure game, I would probably mention Cursed on the list right next to Runbound. At the start of your turn, you need to make improvise action, which means taking 2 cards from the common deck and pick one, which you add to your personal deck, but not on the discard pile, just right to your hand, when you already have some cards from your draw pile. This way your round becomes a little bit unpredictable each round, which is a good thing here, because it challenges you and your strategy all the time. I also like the variety and type of skill cards provide, especially the idea of card doubling our bonuses from the other card, but for a price of being closer to being cursed. Speaking about being cursed, on your character's board you can track not only how many health and bullets you have, but also how close to being cursed or how cursed already you are. When you reach a certain level on a curse track, bad things starting to happen and you will lose health much faster. But managing your curse track is one of the ways to reach the victory, and keeping it at the lowest level it's not always the best choice. Some quests from the town will require you to have enough points on the curse track, and when being cursed is bad for your health, it also transforms your character. Once you became cursed, you're flipping your hero cards from the normal to cursed side, giving you both an extra boost and some extra difficulty to deal with. And it's up to you if you manage to use it to your advantage, and sometimes being cursed on purpose can help you win the game. It's also very pleasing how cursed versions of your heroes look like, and for example, Redhead becomes an angel of death with a grim under her hat, very similar to Alucard creation from Hellsing anime. And when talking about heroes, their passive skills and starting decks make them unique enough to face vastly different gameplay each time you pick another character to play with. Minis are on a decent level. They can have a more complex design and dynamic poses, but everything here is sufficient to enjoy them and their presentation on the table. And where all heroes are nicely designed, 2 monsters, White Demon and Crow Prime, are visibly poorer than a really good Snake and nice Wendigo. Crow Prime looks like a random bird, and without a card you will not find out what Crow Prime represents. Do I feel the urge to paint minis here? No. Do I think they're working in favor of immersion and building the theme? Definitely yes. The first time playing the game I was wowed by the number of things happening and choices you have, but it becomes a problem once I invited more people to the table. A number of things to remember, exceptions to follow and stuff to track to play the game properly are too overwhelming to this kind of game. And even after several plays, it's possible you will be confused with some stuff and which player's turn is right now. Not eliminated, but at least soften a bit this can be by adding to the game things which should be a standard to each game nowadays. I'm speaking about short round summary and aid sheet for each player. This is my biggest concern about the game. Everything is here, great deck building mechanic, good looking cards with skill giving you a lot of space for building different strategies. We have secret goals, monster, bosses, a variety of actions, but all those elements are not as connected with each other as I want them to be. Bullets are too strong. Going kamikaze and losing all health is often the best strategy, and killing the weakest enemies is simply a waste of time in most cases. Also, robbing other players' mechanic feels like added at the end of the design process, and we played without it. The rulebook is also a problem, and we haven't found the answers to some questions even after using the Board Games Geek forum. There is some lost potential here. With more time for playtesting and a few fixes in design, this game could be easily awesome. Now is just decent plus. Are we going to play this game more? Definitely yes, but in co-op mode only. Less mature board gamers can have a problem with tracking what is happening on the board and playing the game according to the old rules, which can lead them to frustration. In co-op those things are irrelevant and you can fully focus only on the good things the game has to offer. For me, the game gets strong 3.5 scratches and the same from Greg, so in the total game gets 7 on 10 scratches possible and our mark of recognition. That's all for today and see you at the next game.